Hey everyone, Emily Baker here with Erin Simons, and today we're going to talk about a really, really big challenge that we're seeing out across the board with listings, right, Erin? All about pricing.
Yeah, I would say the number one challenge that great listing agents are having, whether they're brand new or they're 30-year veterans, how do we price in this market? It is a challenge out there, is it not?
Oh, every day. I feel like I have those conversations every day.
That's right. So what we want to talk about, Emily, is a concept called real-time pricing
Yep.
versus good old-fashioned comparables. So what's the difference?
Yeah, well, real-time pricing is pricing ahead of the market. It's pricing currently. If I were a buyer, what are the other 2 to 3 properties that I would be touring and shopping in conjunction with the subject property, right? Which is the house that you're at the listing appointment. Compare comps, right? When agents go pull a CMA, I'm going to call that historic pricing, right? Our markets are shifting. They're changing so fast that even a comp 60 days ago may not be relevant in today's market.
So if I'm going on a listing appointment and I want to differentiate myself from the competition, one of the ways we can use this to our advantage is by saying to the sellers, okay, Mr. and Mrs. Seller, if an agent walks in and they want to talk to you about comps, that should immediately be an alarm bell going off inside your head. Because the comps in this market that we're in right now are not valid. It's the rearview mirror. All that matters today in pricing is what we call real time, what's happening in the here and now. And that's what I specialize in. And that's what I'm going to spend time talking to you about. So right there, when we separate ourselves as real-time pricing specialists versus all these agents that are using the historical comps, that's a value proposition, correct?
Absolutely. And the other thing is when you're using real time comparables, right? Which are if I were a buyer, what are the 2 to 3 properties that I would shop? We're also preparing by reaching out to those listing agents. What's the activity been? Have you received any offers? How many showings have you had, right? How powerful is that to walk into that listing appointment and have that data to, again, have the client author the pricing of whether someone's overpriced or not?
So what you're saying is it's not just let's show you this piece of paper with the comps or even with the here and now. We're actually taking it one step further and making a call to the agents that have the listings or we'll call it the competition listed
Mhm.
and getting their input on how is it going? What's the activity like? Have there been any offers? Such that when we're sitting in front of a seller, it's not just here's a piece of paper. It's I've been in communication with those other agents with the competitive listings. Here's their feedback. The competition's not doing that, are they?
No.
So right there, again, you're now setting yourself apart. And when we are in communication with those agents, we now are the expert on pricing. And good luck with that seller trying to take that power from us because we have to be the expert. If we're not, they're going to win every time on price. Would you agree?
That's exactly right. And I think that the important thing too, especially in today's market, is understanding that the listing price is merely just the marketing price, right? Pricing is a strategy. And a lot of times when we're competing with other agents and they're telling them different prices than what is realistic or real-time pricing, or when the seller wants a specific amount and they're unwilling to budge, it's really important for them to know the goal is to drive as much traffic and much activity through the property because you can't underprice in this market. And yet you can overprice by using historical data, right? That may not be relevant in today's market. And guess what happens when we do that? We
When
have
you
the
overprice,
yeah, we have the number one enemy of pricing, which is days on market.
because when you overprice, you end up chasing the market down and you ultimately sell for less later rather than more now if we're at the right price, getting great activity, getting great offers.
That's exactly right.
So what you're saying, Emily, is that sometimes it's counterintuitive to sellers that a lower asking price will actually result in a higher sales price because
That's
we're going to have less days on market. We're going to get stronger offers because that overpriced listing is going to ultimately chase the market down and sell for less later rather than more now.
yep, that's exactly right.
One of the challenges, of course, no one listening here today, yet you and I, we talk to a lot of the top agents across the country every single day, every single week as coaches, correct?
Yep.
And from time to time, we have a client with what we'll call a challenge listing, and they say to us, "Oh, this is the kiss of death." They say to us, "But I'm priced right compared to the comps. I'm
Yep.
priced," and the agent wants to hold on to that price because the comps say it's a great price,
Mhm.
right? Yet when we look at real time, the here and now, that's why this is so important. Because if you're hanging on to the comps as justification that you're priced right, that's not the justification. It's the real time feedback, right, that we're getting from the market that's going to tell us if we're priced right or not.
That's exactly right. The market's responding and it's telling us that we're priced incorrectly, right? We need to make an adjustment. And that's all it is we're testing the price. We're looking around going, what's our active competition? If I were a buyer, what are the 2 to 3 properties that I would shop? Where are they at? What's their activity and what's their feedback? How many offers, if any, have they received? And we're pricing ahead.
Yeah. So the bottom line is, if we want to win more listings at the price that the market says they need to be at, and we want to separate ourselves from the competition, all we have to do is these two things that we talked about. Number one, we are real-time pricing specialists versus, the old guard of agents, which just wants to talk about comps.
Yep.
That's number one. And number two, when we actually ahead of time reach out to the agents who have the listings that we're competing with and we get the real-time feedback, that data is priceless. And that right there puts us in the position of being the market expert, right? Having the insider information that we know the sellers don't have and the competition doesn't have. And that also sets us apart. Would you agree?
That's exactly right.
All right. So real-time pricing versus the comps. That's the name of the game in today's market.
Go price them right and get them sold.